Be prepared. We're about to witness the strawberry full moon, and if you're not ready for it, you'll be completely caught by surprise. The energy building right now isn't waiting for you to feel ready. It's already in motion. And this moon, it's not asking what you want, it's watching what you do in the hours before it fully rises. This strawberry full moon is known for sweetness and harvest. But what nobody tells you is that the night before the full moon is the real key. That's the window that decides what actually manifests later. And if you miss that window, you're not late, you're locked out. Tonight isn't just about setting intentions. It's about aligning your actions before the moon even shows up. That means doing something small but crucial. If there's something you've been putting off without even realizing why, a conversation, a decision, a small task, take a second and think about that. If you feel like sharing it, drop it in the comments. And if it feels right, include 111s along with your thoughts to align with the energy of change and unexpected readiness. Oh, and if you've been feeling restless or even stressed today, pay close attention because there's something you must do about it, and it's not what you think. I'll go over it later, so keep watching and don't get too comfortable because what's coming next only happens once. Most people will wait for the moon to rise, but the ones who move before it are the ones who shift reality. This is the one night where your words don't just echo into the universe, they carve a path. There's a spiritual loophole in the hours leading up to the full moon. And if you know how to use it, you don't just manifest, you command. But here's the twist. It's not about talking to the moon. It's about talking to yourself differently tonight. There are a few specific things you need to do before that moonlight hits its peak. And if you miss it, the next opportunity won't come for months. This isn't superstition. This is spiritual architecture. Your routines are not harmless. They are spells you cast without realizing. Tonight is not the night to be on autopilot. If you're still brushing your teeth the same way, taking the same route home, checking your phone at the same exact time every morning, you're caught in a loop. And the energy of this full moon will simply move around you, not through you. That's why you need to reverse one thing on purpose. It doesn't have to be dramatic, just intentional. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Shower at a totally different time. Take a walk and go in the opposite direction you usually do. Change your phone wallpaper to something strange or symbolic just for tonight. Something that makes your brain stop and notice. Change nothing and nothing changes. Change one thing and everything begins to move. This full moon is scanning your patterns, not your words. If you're still doing everything the same way you always do, it assumes you want to stay where you are. So show it that you're paying attention. Show it that you're capable of disrupting your own rhythm, not because you're lost, but because you're awake. The universe doesn't reward the perfect schedule. It responds to the mind that chooses differently, especially when there's no reason to accept that you can. And what you'll notice after even one tiny reversal, strange things begin lining up. Something clicks. Something shifts. The energy around you stops looping and starts flowing. But this is only the first key. The answers won't shout. They whisper in symbols, if you remember to ask. Write down a question, a real one. Something that's been quietly bothering you, something unresolved, something you haven't found a straight answer for. Write it in your own handwriting, clearly and simply, and then fold it up. Don't decorate it. Don't charge it with crystals. Just fold it with calm intention and place it under your pillow before you sleep. Why does this matter? Because your subconscious, the part of you that's closest to the hidden layers of this moon energy, needs a way in. It needs an invitation. By writing the question and sleeping over it, you're letting your deeper self carry that question into a place that doesn't speak in language. But here's the catch. Don't read that paper tomorrow. Don't open it. Don't check for answers in your journal or try to decode anything. Let the question sit. Leave it untouched for 3 days. Why 3? Because the first day brings insight. The second brings resistance. The third, that's when the clarity forms. What you'll notice in those 3 days might feel eerie at first. Random conversations will hit different. Songs, images, sudden thoughts, they'll all start pointing back to that question. And if you're patient enough to wait, the answer always shows up. But only if you asked it in the dark. Because not everything sacred needs to be spoken aloud. Some things are answered in silence. Your dream tonight might make no sense until it happens in real life. When you fall asleep tonight, you're stepping into something far more complex than rest. This pre-full moon window opens a portal not just in the sky, but in the deepest part of your own consciousness. And the dreams that rise from this space, they are not random. They are messages, coded in metaphor, disguised in chaos, and wrapped in symbols so personal they could only be meant for you. You might wake up confused. You might remember flashes, someone calling your name, a place you've never seen, but somehow know, an object that keeps showing up, no matter how strange it feels. Don't shrug it off. Don't assume your brain is just playing tricks on you. It isn't. Tonight, your dream state becomes a ritual terrain. It's where the universe begins to prep your next movement before your logical mind has even had a chance to catch up. It's almost like your soul is walking through a future version of reality, collecting energy, testing decisions, pulling fragments together into something you'll only fully understand later, and only if you pay attention. Sometimes the signs don't speak in words. They show up as the strange thing you forgot 5 minutes after waking. This is why you have to capture it the moment you open your eyes, even if it's just a single scene or a weird detail. That one detail could be the exact frequency your spirit is syncing to. That one dream could show you who's coming, what's next, or what needs to be confronted, not with fear, but with open recognition. The kind that only shows up in the space between logic and light. The strawberry full moon is infamous for planting energetic previews in your dreams, like trailers for events that haven't happened yet. These symbolic threads, the ones that come through tonight, are deeply linked to what's aligning in your external world over the coming weeks. But here's the catch. You don't get the benefit of these previews if you treat your dreams like junk mail. This moon doesn't send guidance through obvious signs. It drops keys into the fog. Your job is to remember where they landed, and the only way to do that is to listen while you sleep. You're not supposed to be calm tonight. You're supposed to be clear. Under this moon's energy, something subtle happens that most people completely miss. The emotional filters start to slip. The ones that usually protect you from noticing just how much you're actually carrying. You might feel more sensitive, a little more exposed. A thought might hit you harder than it should. Or a memory might surface out of nowhere and demand your attention. Don't run from it. Don't analyze it. Just let it be. This isn't about writing it down in neat lines. This isn't about figuring out where it came from or what it means. It's about sitting in the raw truth of what's here right now without dressing it up or pushing it away. Let yourself observe it like you'd watch weather through a window. You're not trying to control the storm. You're not trying to fix the sky. You're just watching, honestly, openly, with zero resistance. Because when you stop trying to change the feeling reveals something. It could be the root of a pattern you've never seen. It could be the core of a desire you've been scared to admit. Or it could just be the echo of something you are finally ready to hear. Not because it's comfortable, but because you've reached a frequency where truth doesn't scare you anymore. Clarity comes not when emotions are silenced, but when they are witnessed without judgment. And in that space, something incredible happens. The emotional weight doesn't just lighten, it reorganizes. You suddenly realize the thing you were avoiding wasn't actually pain, it was information. Information your body, your mind, your spirit has been waiting to give you, but you were too busy running from the discomfort to hear the message. So tonight, don't force anything. Don't demand answers. Just be brave enough to sit with yourself, even if what rises isn't pretty or polished. That's the point. That's the offering. That's the kind of presence the moon understands. And that kind of presence, it's what makes transformations stick. If you can't surrender to the answer, you weren't ready for the question. We always say we want clarity. We crave signs. We ask for direction, beg for synchronicities, and look for confirmation in numbers, songs, strangers' words. But when the answer actually arrives, how often do we hesitate, argue with it, second-guess it, try to reinterpret it? Tonight is not about control. It's about trust. And trust means asking the question and being willing to accept what you receive without editing it to feel safer. Here's what you're going to do. Think of one yes or no question, something real, not vague, not about 10 steps ahead, just one simple question about your next step. Something like, should I go? Is it time to end this? Am I supposed to keep trying? Is this the right person, path, or project? Sit with the question for a few minutes, let it fully form, don't rush it, then flip a coin. Heads is yes, tails is no. That's it. But here's the twist. You don't act on the answer tonight. In fact, you don't act on it until after the full moon. Why? Because this isn't about impulsive action. It's about energetic permission. By flipping the coin, you signal to the universe that you're open, that you're not clinging to control. You're not micromanaging the outcome. You're willing to be led. That kind of surrender opens doors that weren't visible before. Control closes timelines. Openness unlocks the ones you forgot existed. And once the full moon energy peaks and begins to wane, you'll start to notice something strange. Life begins aligning with the answer you received, whether you were ready for it or not. So take the coin, ask the question, flip it, accept it, and then wait. Because what's coming after the full moon might just prove that you were never waiting on a sign. The sign was waiting on you. Fire transforms, but if you light it too soon, you burn the message before it's fully delivered. There's a ritual that's gained popularity in almost every corner of the spiritual world. Burning things under the full moon. Herbs, papers, letters to your past, things you want to release. And yes, fire has its place. It's powerful, it's ancient, it works, but not tonight, not yet. This strawberry full moon plays by different rules. It's not here to purify you instantly or rush you into a dramatic cleansing. It's a charging moon. It builds, it ripens. It doesn't explode, it intensifies. If you burn something tonight, you're cutting off the current too early. You're interrupting the charge before it reaches its peak. Think of it like pulling a cake out of the oven when it's still rising. It collapses. The same thing happens when you try to release too soon under this moon's energy. It doesn't complete the cycle, and what you tried to let go of lingers. Rituals aren't just about what you do, they're about when you do them. Tonight is about holding the tension, sitting with the weight of what's almost ready to be released, but not quite yet. Let the moon finish speaking first. Let it gather everything that needs to be burned. Give it time to charge the offering. Tomorrow, when the full moon energy crests and begins to tip, that's when fire has power. That's when the release hits the nervous system in a way that truly shifts something. So for tonight, keep the flame unlit. Write the words. Feel the weight, but don't strike the match. That's not restraint. That's timing. And in this kind of energy, timing is everything. Not everything that feels like anxiety is fear. Sometimes it's power trying to break through your body. Today, you might feel jumpy, not just emotionally, physically. Your chest might feel tight for no reason. Your legs might feel twitchy. You may find yourself pacing the room, unable to finish tasks, or bouncing between thoughts faster than you can control. And it's tempting to assume you're just overwhelmed or overstimulated. But that's not what's happening. Not today. What you're feeling isn't anxiety. It's activation. The strawberry full moon, especially in the final hours before it peaks, sends energetic pressure directly into the body. It's not metaphorical. It's literal, spiritual light trying to move through your nervous system. And the body, if it doesn't know how to receive it, will interpret it as something wrong. That's why so many people feel off right before full moons, especially this one. But there is nothing wrong with you. In fact, this is the best possible sign. The energy you're feeling has intelligence. It's not here to stress you out, it's looking for a release point. It wants to move through you. But it cannot do that if you just sit in it. So here's what you need to do today. Move. Move in any way you can. Don't overthink it. Walk, stretch, dance alone. Shake your arms out, rub your hands together, do breath work. Stand up and let your body do something out of its usual rhythm. If you suppress this charge and try to calm it down, you'll end up exhausted by tomorrow. The energy will stagnate, and instead of powering you through the full moon, it will burn you out. Energy unexpressed becomes exhaustion. Energy in motion becomes momentum. You don't need to turn this into a workout or a ritual. It doesn't need to be spiritual. It just needs to be movement with intention. 5 minutes is better than nothing. 10 minutes of letting your body shake itself out might change your entire state of mind. This isn't about pushing yourself, it's about letting go of control long enough for the energy to pass through. So the next time your chest tightens or your legs won't stay still, don't shrink from it. That's not a warning sign. That's a spiritual ignition. You're being prepped for something, and the more you move through it, the more you receive from it. And trust this, if you learn how to recognize activation for what it is, you'll stop mistaking your breakthroughs for breakdowns. If the moon can't find your frequency, it can't deliver what's already yours. One of the most overlooked keys to syncing with lunar energy is also the simplest. Turn off the lights. Seriously, all of them. The phone, the laptop, the TV, the bathroom light, the desk lamp. For at least 1 full hour tonight, go dark. No screens, no electricity, no artificial glow of any kind. Let yourself exist only in candlelight or moonlight, even if just for a short time. Because your nervous system doesn't just respond to light, it communicates through it. Your biofield, that electromagnetic aura that surrounds your body, is directly shaped by the light you take in. Artificial lighting scrambles this field. Screens fragment your focus. And when your field is scattered, the moon can't attune to your signal. It can't land the insight, the shift, the download you've been asking for. This moon is trying to meet you, but it can only meet you as you are. Not who you pretend to be in your texts, not how you present yourself on your social media. It wants the raw version of you, the version that exists when everything else fades away. To align with natural forces, you must first unplug from unnatural ones. Even if it feels uncomfortable at first, that's the point. Let the silence stretch. Let your eyes adjust. Let your body remember what it's like to exist without constant input. Something incredible happens in that kind of stillness. Your thoughts slow down, your instincts sharpen, your breath deepens, and most importantly, your inner frequency gets clear enough for the moon to respond. If you really want to receive what this full moon is carrying for you, make yourself findable. Not through noise, not through rituals, not through dramatic action, but through clarity. 1 hour of darkness could recalibrate your entire energy field. So tonight, give the moon a quiet space to meet you. Because when you remove the artificial, what's real finally starts to show up. Some truths only activate when they're spoken to yourself and witnessed by your own eyes. There's a moment, subtle, strange, and electric, when you lock eyes with your reflection and realize that the person staring back isn't just a body. It's a receiver, a transmitter, a living mirror for your energy. And tonight, that mirror can do something unusual, if you know how to speak to it. You don't need a candlelit altar. You don't need a scripted affirmation. You don't even need to be fully confident in what you're about to say. All you need is to mean it. Here's what you do. Go to a mirror. Any mirror, your bathroom, your closet door, even a phone screen, if it reflects clearly. Get close enough to see your own eyes. Not your face, not your outfit, your eyes. Now, in a low whisper, speak one truth about your future. Just one. Not a wish. Not a vague hope. A truth. Something you already know, deep down, is coming, even if you don't know how yet. Say it like you're speaking to the version of you that already lives inside the mirror. Because on some level, you are. And the most important part, the moment you finish speaking, walk away immediately. Don't linger, don't second guess, don't adjust your hair or check your face or stare into your own expression. Say it, seal it, and turn your back on it. Why? Because that departure is the ritual. You're telling the energy, I've said it, I've claimed it, and now I let it work without obsessing over the outcome. Power doesn't come from repeating your truth. It comes from believing it once and letting it echo. When moonlight passes over that mirror later, whether tonight or over the next few days, it will replay the energy you left behind. It reflects it not visually, but energetically back into your auric field. It becomes a quiet beacon for alignment. And even if you forget the exact words you whispered, they won't forget you. This is called mirror charging. It's not folklore, it's not imagination, it's energy imprinting. And it works especially well under moons like this, soft in name, sharp in effect. So when you're ready, find your mirror, face yourself, say the thing that scares you a little because it feels so real, and then walk away like it's already done. Because if you do it right, it is. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.